episode 7. No, not really. To episode 7 of the Sundering. Today I have playing with me Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. Today I will be playing Glex, who is a goblin, Pact of the Archfey, Pact of the Tome warlock.
I have Salty.
Hello, I'm Salty, or Oscar, and I will be playing Kiara Maslai, the Fireball Druid, Circle of the Moon.
Just a heads up, I've just broken all the channel redemptions. I'm fixing them. I have Duff.
Hi, I'm Darth. I'll be playing Verdun Winterbrook, the Oath of Redemption Paladin.
And I have Moon.
Hello, I'm Moon, and I'll be playing Shira Everpedar, Fairy Evocation Wizard.
We would normally have Jamal, but unfortunately he's going to be a little bit late. He will be with us shortly, and he plays Fennis, the Aarakocra Ranger Fighter. So, in our last session, we fought some hook horrors, and then we shortly realised after that they were running from something, and what they were running from was a Remoraz, a large purple worm that is truly terrifying.
Not fun.
Nevertheless, you had a certain friend, a golem, created by a mighty wizard whose name you never got. The golem, however, was called Axel, and he gave his life in his defense of the party, knowing that his batteries would not last forever, or his equivalent of batteries. Nevertheless, you took a short rest in the home of what was once, according to you guys, a halfling community. As you take a look around, some of you needing the short rest, some of you not, you'll begin to discover a few little things about the village. First of all, there were definitely more buildings here than there are now. You notice that there are 3 or 4 buildings that look like they were from the edge of a village. And then, over towards the east of the village, there is a subsection of the village that appears to be almost like a different plane of existence. I would normally ask Fennis in this situation, but as he's not here, Shira, give me an insight check, and Verdun, give me a religion check.
Not the direction I thought you would go with that.
No, Karen's not
23 insight.
Ooh, 21 religion.
Okay, Verdun, you've read somewhere in the histories, maybe in one of these church books, of a realm that was known as Paradise, otherwise known as Elysium. With your insight check, Shira, you understand that this area blossoming from the east side of the halfling establishment is too good to be true. Flowing down from the edge of this hill, you see a river, and although the ash has started to contaminate it, hello, why am I being ululated at? Excuse me, sorry. I'm being ululated. That's not what I'm looking for. Thank you. I know when that comes in, but not yet. At this moment, you see, you see a river flowing down the hill that is almost too perfect to be true. The hills rising gently either side of it. Little babbling brooks and various intersecting parts of the stream. To your right, you see the blooming of flowers, purple, yellow, red, green. It's the smells rising off of the hill remind you, Shira specifically, of home. Kiara, nature is finding grasp too easily here. You see a couple of rabbits frolicking through the flowers, and the grass is too green, too verdant. Too beautiful. No, not you. Shut up, nobody asked your opinion. And yet, Glax, as you sit in the edge of this cottage, your mind doesn't see outside, as you feel a warm glow in your book.
I will open my book.
Okay. You'll see that a couple of new messages have arrived. Or are they messages? They almost look like a memory. Lovely. Thank you. Really helpful.
Sorry.
The first says, although you may not always be at home, the Feywild can always answer your call. Seek and you'll find assistance. But the second almost doesn't make sense to you. It says, and first of all, actually, sorry, I'm just gonna confirm. Do you speak Elvish at all?
I speak common, goblin, and sylvan.
Goblin, like common and goblin. Yeah, so there's a reference to something you don't understand, but it says, it seems in times of the flowing of the weave that, and then there is a small phrase that doesn't make any sense, and afterwards it says, can be bisected. Perhaps the flows can be changed or contorted to one's own use. More testing required. And as you look at this,
bisexuals are at it again.
but as you look at this phrase, you realize that it's not in the same tone as the rest of the book. It's almost like Vishana wasn't writing to you, but was making notes to herself. And then a small, elegant scroll begins below. Glax, I'm getting closer, I think. If you can read this, hopefully you're getting a better grasp on the magics that connect the two of us. Perhaps if you use these, you may be able to interrupt the flow of magic in others, possibly preventing injury done to yourself. My thoughts on the matter at hand are still in process. I'll write when I can. I'm getting closer. You can tell from these writings that she's getting very distracted, like she's doing something else and trying to contact you. And again, a large text appears in Elvish scroll, but quickly disappears. And is just replaced with the phrase again, I'm getting closer. It's repeated like a mantra, and as you look outside the window from this book, you see just a slight hint of the sun coming over the green of the grass and the flowers, and the babbling of the brook. It's almost like being back in the grove. Hand over to you guys. What are you doing?
So, did we finish? I know we said that we were going to take the bodies outside last session, but did we finish?
Kiaran finished burying them, yes.
We finished burying them, giving them a proper burial. All right. Clean up around, and then you said that the area that seems to be fused with this village is Elysium.
Yeah, you know that it's too perfect to be real, and you assume that it is Elysium.
And when you say it's too perfect to be true, it's just like because that's how I know it's Elysium. Is just that it's like a different world, right?
Yeah,
like,
the grass is too green, the flowers are
Okay.
exactly symmetrical, and the colors are
I more
really
just meant
too
like,
deep. You know.
Was this like an illusion sort of thing? When
No,
you say
no,
this is all too
No,
good to be
it's
but if
real, but
another
it's
dimension,
just it's a plane of existence beyond your understanding.
Well, it's good to see. It's good to see other realms besides hell fusing with the mortal plane.
What about you, Glex? What are you doing?
Just like looking over the messages in the book, you know, wondering where Vashana is, where she's going, what she's getting close to, you know, what it all means. And I guess he's like going over the incantations in his book, even the new ones that have appeared. I think like the more we fight, the more he doesn't want he wants to not have to rely on having to read like the incantations from the books. He wants to try and start learning them off by heart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's. I guess he's just studying. I guess.
Okay.
Although, as he studies, I'll use my ring to have flowers grow around me.
Beautiful. What about you, Karen? What are you doing?
I'm just outside, probably just staring at the world, the earth, the growth, seeing something that I haven't seen in such a long time.
Mm-hmm. As you're all sort of taking some time for peace, really. It's been a difficult week, to say the least. Verdun. Catalina turns to you. Oh, it's coming back. Look at it. Magnificent. And as you look up to the west, you see that blue dragon again that you saw earlier. It seems to be flying oddly. It will sort of go one way for a few minutes, and then bank, and go back the other way, almost exactly down the same path. And then a little further and a little further, and it keeps doing this over and over again. Relentless. Almost at... I'm not sure Verdun would know how fast a dragon can go, but it looks like it's hurrying.
I'm gonna look in the direction that it was flying from and see if I can notice anything.
There's a black wasteland over there. It's coming from the black wasteland, and I guess if it keeps up this, one way, the other way, one way, the other way, it'll eventually pass over your heads. Though it's taking a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to the party and I'm gonna say, the dragon from earlier, it's flying in a weird way, but if it continues its course, it will eventually pass over us. I think we should do our best to stay out of its sight. I don't think we want to be tangling with a creature of that size or power.
You advise against it, I figure that's probably the best.
What time of day is it? I know that because I remember there was some weather about to be coming soon.
It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know that there is some form of precipitation coming, but you're not sure what. Also, at this moment, unfortunately, Fennis isn't here right now, but it's fair to say that lunch must be had. There are less rations than you would have hoped at this point. If one is given to the lamb, then I believe Fennis only has 10 lots of rations left.
Lamb drinks the milk.
Yes.
Oh, so that...
Assuming
so
you're
count
not
that in
having to
rations.
feed the lamb yet, is what I meant, sorry. That way round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is only 5 rations left.
After we eat or before?
After you eat.
Okay.
10, sorry, 10. There's 10 left. After you eat. I took them off twice. That's not very nice of me, is it? Yeah. But that's 2 meals. Right?
Alright. Well, I think that means that we're gonna have to... Do we get the sense that this is the small village on the way to the big city that we were told about? Or that this is the big city we were told about?
No, there is 3 houses here. You get the impression that they were the edge of a small farming village, and that whatever was left of the village has been replaced by this paradise.
Then I would say... I would turn to the party while we're sort of eating lunch, and I would say, perhaps since we do not know how much farther we need to go to the village, perhaps we search the area for now, and then in the morning we continue onwards, as we know that there is supposed to be some level of precipitation coming, and we are still somewhat low on food and rations, so scavenging wouldn't be a terrible idea. What does everyone think?
So I was looking for herbs anyway.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Kieran.
15.
Okay. You do find a few sort of common herbs.
I'm looking for tea making in specific.
You find mint, you find parsley, and you find winter root. Some of those are usable in tea, some of them aren't. And then you also find a small bush which brings forth these perfect purple berries. They look tasty, and you realize that perhaps you could use these to create a food that would last you a whole day. But you know that they won't last more than a couple of days. Even should you turn them to Goodberry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say once I get a spell slot for Goodberry, I'll sure as hell will cast Goodberry on them.
Okay, so you'll have 10 Goodberries, but those 10 Goodberries will only last 2 days.
That's 2 days worth of meals. So that's perfect. That doubles the amount of food that we had, roughly.
Who's got water in their water skin? Who's still got a water skin?
I have. We all should have water skins.
Yours is
either
full of
with-
holy water.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all should have one, but I know we also put 1 or 2 extra on the cart, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You don't have any water in your water skin, Verdon. Yours is full of holy water, remember?
Yeah.
You
I
don't
would just
drink holy water?
No, it was like for
Oh, drink that.
spells and stuff like that, and then also if we came across more demons, since it was more powerful holy water than I could create. So just
You
that's more
also
for safekeeping.
don't appear to have a water skin in your inventory, Verdon.
I might have not added
Yeah,
one.
so that might be
to
worth
that.
doing.
I don't have one either.
Okay, Glaxus
then
is
we should
probably on
all
the
add-
cart. I would guess then. Yeah, at this point, looking at the cart, you're not doing great for water either. There is a stream there. Perhaps you might be able to purify some of that.
Didn't you say that the
Glaxus, go on.
like? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. 3 people
I was gonna
talking.
say I can find water.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be hard. There's a stream outside your door. It's going to need purifying.
I was gonna say, didn't you say that that the river, when it started to collide with the Elysium area, that it was not?
There was a lot
as-
less ash. Yes.
There was a lot less ash, but I still would need to do it.
You might not need to do this by magic. You may simply be able to strain it out. But you'd need to think of a way of doing that. Any ideas over there? Any
We have a
survivalists amongst you?
bit.
You have many different things. You have buckets, you have water skins, you have cauldron, or an iron pot as such.
Then I recommend So I have 2 ideas. We could boil the water out of the river to get rid of any toxins and stuff like that. Although I don't know if that would get rid of the ash, just because.
I'll leave the ash behind.
Stuff like that. Yeah. But
How are you catching
then,
said boiled water? Because obviously it's got to
we
condense.
take the bucket. Then we take the bucket and scoop out water, right? Then basically what it's going to be is we're going to be having a bunch of different things full of water, and we're slowly going to strain it out back and forth and back and forth until all the
Okay,
ash
so you're
is
just
gone.
pouring out what's high near the top. Okay, what's stopping the water from just becoming steam and bye-bye? That's what happens when water boils. If you put your cauldron of water over the fireplace, you'll have no water. You'll still have the ash, but you'll have no water.
That's true.
Should we
Listen,
wait until
I'm
Jamal's here for this?
No, that's not
Right.
true. That's not entirely true because it just depends on how long you're boiling it for.
That's-
You
that's-
boil a kettle, but not all the water in the kettle is gone.
No, that's because it condenses on the edge of the kettle and falls back into the kettle.
Okay, all right.
Not
listen,
all the
someone else
water,
go up.
Jay.
This is not
No,
nice.
but a cauldron, you're right. You won't lose all the water at once, of course.
Even greater, I have a tea maker's kit, which includes a kettle.
Yes, there you go. Wonderful. And as it boils, you're pouring it out into a clean vessel. Beautiful. So we're boiling the water in our kettle. Yeah, I mean, old school kettle, but still, it'll do.
We
So-
could theoretically make jelly, right?
Why would we want
Yes.
to make jelly right now?
It'd be an excellently terrible use of your berries, but you could do it.
Healthy's jelly is very healthy actually.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
too
know. I would
filling.
to debate between jelly and good berry really is scaring me.
I wonder whether we
We're
could
gonna
make
go with
good
good
jelly.
I don't want to risk
hope
it.
it's
Just
good
keep our
jelly.
good
Sounds
berries.
like an incredible idea. Good
Oh, there
jelly
we are.
sounds
Hello,
awesome.
Jamal.
No,
Right.
Jamal,
welcome
stop
along.
agreeing
Gentlemen.
with
Yeah.
Gentlemen, so we're down to
Yes?
10 rations, yes?
10
Yes.
rations and
That was a
2
lot of
water
rations
skins.
used, holy shit.
Well, no,
long
that's
rest?
because we hadn't done anything in the last 5 days. No, you'd only had a short rest so far. There is a dragon flying somewhat towards you quite slowly.
on your end,
It's likely to do something from the sky soon. We don't know if it's going to rain, snow, hail. Something's going to happen from the sky. Glax
we
is
need
aware
a
there's
deck save.
precipitation.
Out of character for people, I do apologise for being late here.
You're
I
all
had
good.
an exam and I have great news
Hope it
already.
went well.
100% did it again.
Congratulations. Good job.
Now I just need to do that on
Stress over.
mine.
Our party was spending 3 or 4 hours as they found an area of this halfling village that intersected with Elysium, which is a beautiful paradise. There is a babbling brook, although it does have some ash in it. The party have been boiling water to refill the water skins on the cart.
While that was happening, could I also been searching the few houses that remained to see if there's
There were
any
3 houses.
extras, please?
In one house, you see that most of the things in there have been reduced to ash, as it seems to have been party to a large fire. In the second house, you find a relatively homely kitchen. This is the house you began in. A relatively homely kitchen, nice open fireplace, a small area of the living room worth sitting on. However, the upper part of the house, where there were some bedrooms, the roof has come off, so there's been quite a lot of like molding and mildew and stuff. And in the third building, you find a relatively small shop. It looks like this shop once sold sort of wooden carvings of some sort. You're not 100% certain what their purpose was, but you don't recognize any of them as useful. You think they might have either been ornamental or perhaps very specific to a trade that you don't know.
Who here is? I remember one of us is proficient in wood carving tools. I would, right?
No, I think Karen's proficient in like large scale carpentry, but not.
Was I
wood
thinking? Am I
carving
thinking
tools.
of like?
He can build shelters, for example, and deal with like large walls. I don't think that's going to help you with wood carving.
Am I thinking of Lycris?
Probably, yeah. He was probably great at that shit.
God, it
Never
sucks
mind.
that we
He was
lost
great at
just
carving out his
2
insides
tools.
and killing himself as well.
Not even just like the like.
No,
that,
Shira's
it's
going to
just,
cover the
like-
alchemy, but still.
Well, yeah. So, but he was still proficient, if I remember correctly, in like wood carving tools, because I remember he did something with it, and that's a proficiency that we lost.
Yeah, well,
is
he
my
did
point.
have.
Yeah, like he's
I don't
dead.
think
Yeah.
we ever did anything with wood carving because I was the one that created the shower. Or
Yeah,
fixed the shower.
yeah. The carpentry Karen is good at. He's just not
So-
got the smaller scale wooden stuff.
So, how long do we have at this sort of place at the sort of rate that the dragon's following us by?
Well,
Because I don't think we've got
the
too long. Right?
current plan was to stay in the area till and wait out the weather and stay overnight and stay in the house to avoid being seen by the dragon.
Ah, so we do need to wait out the weather then. Is it acid rain
You
coming?
don't know yet.
We don't know. I
Oh.
just recommended that.
It's
we
about
stay
2
the
o'clock.
night.
Glax has told you that it should happen within the next 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, we just don't know
Okay.
what the weather's gonna be yet, and so we don't want to try to like leave and then find out that it's acid rain, and then we're all screwed, right? So
You
it's
said
just
there
like
were-
as a safety precaution.
Right.
You said there were rabbits?
Yeah, there were 2 rabbits that you saw dashing through the flowers. Do you wish to attempt to hunt the fuckers
Yes.
down?
Yes.
Excellent. Go ahead and what are you hunting them with for a start?
Probably just spells.
Uh,
Cantrips even.
yeah, you-
or...
do you-
If you
Hunters
want, I could
tools
also
yet?
attempt to
No.
help you with
Yes,
that.
that
Try and
one's
go
a
for
huntsman.
1-2 on them.
Yeah.
That
Great.
might help.
I would. I'll help him.
Yeah, that's a much better idea. You have your. Oh no, you don't yet, do you? You don't have a hunter's tools check, do you?
I do have the finding food specialty, so that is mine at least.
Yeah, but I haven't given you a skill.
Ah, yes.
No? Okay, cool. So I need a dex check plus proficiency. So I need a stealth check from you.
Has a 19.
Oh, Did I just hear Moon?
No, that was me.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think.
I was really excited. I thought he'd fix his shit.
No, Moon's trying to fix his shit. That's
yeah,
why.
he can't hear. What was the check? Sorry.
How's the 19 looking?
Yeah, 19's good. You can manage 2 rabbits. The rabbits here are plumper and more healthy than you've ever seen rabbits be, but they're also a lot quicker and a lot better at getting away, and more intelligent. So you only managed 2 in your hours hunting.
Okay.
Nevertheless,
Dinner, so.
2 will be enough for dinner.
Yeah.
As they come back with the dead rabbits, Glax just kind of like winces, seeing them like come back with these 2 dead animals.
You've got dried meat for rations, and you've got rabbit. What's Glax
I'm a
gonna eat?
vegetarian. Glax is a vegetarian. Guess he ain't eating shit.
Do you
Yeah,
want to
you're starving
attempt
till
to
the morning.
scavenge from the bushes? See whether you can find yourself some fruit and nuts?
Yeah.
Okay. Glax is quite small, so I'm not going to give you this a disadvantage, but go ahead and give me a
Forager's check?
No, I think an investigation check, please. Because this isn't... Foraging's not something Glax has ever had to do. Food's just arrived, right?
Yeah. That's a 15.
Oh yeah, it's like living in a hotel. Yeah, you managed to find yourself a few bits of fruit and nuts. You're hungry, but...
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to approaching any halflings in this village.
The 3 that you
Yeah.
buried?
Well, I
wanna
didn't know
eat
if there
them?
was any else. You said this was a halfling village. I thought
No,
there
no,
might
no,
be
no. Okay, so there were 3 houses on the edge of the halfling village, and then the rest of the village seems to have been wiped away because instead the plane of paradise has turned up, right? Even paradise can kill in this beautiful world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
imagine, like, there are 3 little houses, and then suddenly the village just gives way to complete
Yeah,
wilderness.
yeah, I get you.
Okay.
Yeah, then that's fine. Then he'll just eat the.
Okay,
the
go ahead and
bad
give me
one.
a con save. Let's see how you cope with your hunger.
That's a 16.
16? Yeah. Okay. As I said, Glax is small, so you don't need a huge amount of food. And you should be okay till the morning. It's approaching about 5 o'clock in the evening. And suddenly you hear this rumble in the sky.
Here it comes.
It's like thunder, but what falls from the sky is not rain, nor is it acid. Instead, this strange, floating, gentle dust starts coming down from the sky, a little like snow, but really slowly falling. You've all seen ash fall, but this is much, much thicker.
That doesn't seem good, whatever the hell it is.
It doesn't. I
If
don't
we're
want it.
outside, I'll
No,
go
no,
into
you
that.
would have been inside right now. But
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, as soon as that rumble came, you all would have dashed inside. Fennis, if you wish, you can pop your head out and attempt to grab some and see whether you can work out what's going on with it.
I would like to see if I can grab some with an object that isn't me.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're in a halfling house, is it like a pot or pan or something?
Yeah, I mean, there's
I can
plenty.
pick up
Not
these.
only that, but you've got to put on the cart and whatever. Like, yeah, you can grab a
Let's
pot.
not ruin our materials.
Yeah, let's not ruin ours. Let's use one of the halfling ones that are, with the guys that are dead.
Yeah, so you reach out and you get this sort of floating stuff, and it comes down to the ground. Have you ever seen a dandelion go to seed? Yeah?
Yes.
Nice little ball of grey fluff that you could go, and it, make a wish and whatever. We
Has it
all
got
on the same page?
consistency like that?
Are we on the same page? Good. Yeah. It's like that, but thick. It's like loads and loads of little tiny seeds have been clumped together. And then at the edge of all of these thick seeds are points. If this was to be falling on you guys, it would scratch you. Not piercings, it's not falling at any pace, but it'd be scratchy. It'd be like thorny seeds falling en masse upon you.
So it'd be itchy.
Yeah, it'd be uncomfortable.
Not like outright
Alright.
painful or damaging, but
But you'd be more blinded than you would be in a blizzard. That's the biggest problem with this
Ah.
precipitation,
okay. Well,
is you wouldn't be able to see more than 5 foot in front of your face.
Well, then it's good that we're staying the night then.
Is that the party decision, yeah? We're all going to stay the night.
I mean, if we can't go forward, if we could barely see in front of us,
Okay.
right? Then like then that would be. I think that's a worse scenario than us being out in the acid rain because we can't even see if an enemy is coming towards us, right?
Okay. Yeah, an hour sort of goes past, and this doesn't seem to stop. At this point, you know, you can all join together for your evening meal as you. Who's cooking? The rabbit? Because Glax sure as hell isn't.
Although I do have a +8 to cooking.
I know you've got a +8 to cooking, but you're not going to cook the meat yet, are you?
I'm making mean Caesar salad.
Yeah, Glax, I do have to question this. Would you begin to start trying to cook for the party, even though you wouldn't eat the rabbit?
No, because guys wouldn't even know where to start to cook meat.
Okay.
So if no one else has
No,
any
at
idea
that
of-
point, I will turn to Fennis, if that's all right.
Oh, okay.
He's a huntsman, right? He knows how to skin,
Yes, he
so
knows
it's
what to
likely he knows how to cook. What I will do is, Glax, would you even get involved with the cooking with Fennis? Of the meat, specifically.
As long as I don't have to touch the meat, sure.
Okay, so Glax guides you.
Glax is more of a baker than anything.
Yeah, Glax is sort of, he's getting some of these fruits and nuts and strange bits of leaves, and he's adding it to a pot. It's going to make a hearty sort of side, but Fennis, you quickly realize that if this rabbit doesn't get cooked, you guys aren't going to be eating for tonight.
I'll make the cranberry sauce.
So what I will need, Fennis, is a wisdom check with disadvantage, please.
With disadvantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've cooked, but not in like, not trying to make a
You've not
survival
cooked
meal for
intelligent
5.
rabbits before.
Well, you're trying to make a survival meal out for 5 out of not much food.
Well, unfortunately, that's a 5.
A 5, excellent.
Ooh.
And Glass, can I have your cooking check, please? Straight roll. So obviously you're not.
And
gonna be
I'll
good at-
use my new digital dice.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, I still don't have mine, do I? Oh well.
Do you not?
It's a 19.
Oh, my bad. Because you didn't
These
say
dice are
anything.
really cool because you don't know what it's because you
Yeah,
can't.
no, that's the one I
see
got
the
too.
number. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's what
So
I
you can
wanted.
only see, yeah. So that's a 19 for me for the cranberry sauce.
Cool. Yes, 19 for the cranberry sauce. No, this has very specific effects. So none of you are going to go hungry tonight. And Glax's food is filling. But I need a con save from everybody that isn't Glax.
Oh, okay.
As Fennis has not cooked the meat enough. Unlike regular
King
rabbits,
chicken. Salmonella for everyone.
unlike the lean rabbit that he's hunted out in the wilderness, it's all right, I'll ask you if you rolls in a second. Unlike the lean rabbits that you've hunted in the wilderness, these were thick. You know, they had thighs like thunder. And therefore, therefore, it was going to take longer to get sort of them really cooked through. What you've effectively done, Fennis, is sear them on the outside and leave the insides almost raw.
The quote Gordon Ramsay, they're fucking raw!
If anybody got below a 10, these rabbits are so raw they could run off your plate. You will take a point of exhaustion.
Good job, Venice.
He rolled a 4 on the cooking check. I had to punish you somehow.
The animalistic side of me is able to handle that raw meat.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Speaking of that, Fennis, I don't know if you made the con save, but I probably
did.
should have got you to roll with advantage. But yes,
Oh, I
you
made
didn't
it anyway,
anyway.
that's okay.
Right, cool, because you are a predator, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
One did fine except for me.
Did we just lose Moon?
Moon's here, but I don't know if he's hearing anything.
Yeah.
I think he's lagging really
I'm
badly.
a
So
go-
I-
Yeah,
I'll
he
make
said
his
he
con
can't
save.
hear and he can't say anything.
He succeeded on his con save, however. That's good.
So it really is just me who takes that point of exhaustion.
Yeah, it's just Verdun. Have a nice point of exhaustion.
Are too used to the finer things in life.
Yeah, I was gonna
Do
say. I'm too
remember
used to, like,
that usually a long rest would get rid of a point of exhaustion, right? And that is what you're aiming for tonight, though.
Yeah.
We'll see. As you guys are eating dinner,
I have a question, James. I know that I am proficient in smithing tools, but I'm assuming since pre-Sundering, I was in the middle of a battlefield. I don't have any. I haven't found any. Because I just want to take a look at how, like, anyone who uses weapons and stuff like that, see how they're doing. Because I know wear and tear is actually a thing in this.
Found any what? Is the only thing you didn't specify.
Smithing tools or
Right.
anything I can
Okay.
use
Yeah,
to,
right now
like,
you haven't had
improve
any
the
smithing
conditions.
tools. I believe the only people wielding a metal weapon are you and you. Fennis has a metal sword, but I think he's swung it a grand total of once.
That's true. That's true.
Kiara and you have been using a stick and tooth and claws, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Shira has been pinging people in the face with balls of cold, and Glax, the closest thing he has to a weapon is a book. So, yeah, go ahead. Having a look at your own weapons, have you swung anything that isn't your magical short sword? You have, right? At one point you had a battle axe.
I've been swinging that battle axe and short sword a lot.
Okay. I guess I'm rolling from your page, because I forgot to... Oh! Battle axe is doing great. It's an 18 out of 20. You notice that there's a little bit of marking around the handle. And potentially the blade has taken a little tiny bit of wear, but even with just a basic stone, you are able to resharpen this to make sure that it's at full whack. You approach about 8:30 in the evening, and you begin to hear a strange, a strange roar on the wind. Fennis. go
Sorry,
ahead and
did
give
we
me a
just hear the
perception
dragon
check.
roaring?
Well, you
Heard something roaring.
Yeah, you heard roaring. I think, whilst players have worked out that it's the dragon, in character, I'm not 100% sure you'd know, as there are lots of strange sounds going on in the wind, right? The wind itself howls, but
It's more likely Verdon's stomach.
what was
But,
your
I mean,
perception
It
check?
tasted
Look-
so bad.
What was your perception check, Fennis?
Sorry, who's rolling perception now?
You!
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, cool. Perception. 19.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you pretty much quickly discern that this is a dragon.
Yeah,
and
I would
in
have thought it would have logically followed. I mean, we're being followed. We're being followed by a dragon. The
Yes and
probability
no.
of it being that is
It's more whether you
relatively
picked
high.
it up beyond the
Right,
roaring of just the
gotcha.
wind.
Yeah,
Verdon.
I see.
Verdon. You can also give me a perception check.
I'm not
Do
at
bear in mind that
disadvantage
you
yet,
are...
right?
Yeah, I believe you are. That is what 1 point of exhaustion does, isn't it?
Disadvantage on ability checks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have advantage on perception, so.
Yeah,
just
make a
roll
straight roll.
Which one was first? Hold on.
It doesn't
I've
matter.
seen
You rolled a
I'm
straight...
assuming-
Oh, you rolled a straight roll?
No,
That was a
because
12.
I clicked it and auto rolled. Yeah, so 12.
So that's fine. So with a 12, you do detect one word, because you can speak Draconic. Am I correct? You are the only one that speaks Draconic, right? Yeah, cool.
Indeed.
You keep hearing the same phrase uttered, Bahamut. Bahamut.
Bahamut Sin?
Who knows? At that point, I need a dex save from the lot of you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Great.
The ground begins to tremor and
So good at
shake,
those.
almost like the whole room has tipped to one side. Oh, Shira, that's not good.
I got an 8. I mean, no, that's a +2. I got a 10.
Okay. Anybody below an 18 is knocked prone to the side of the room. And a moment later, a large sort of wooden board that was on the side of the building is pulled away. And you see a huge face, lizard-like, move in. You call, but you are hiding!
Was that in common?
It was in Draconic. Only Verdon speaks it.
Fuck. Oh shit. Okay.
Why are you hiding if you are calling?
I am not calling.
But you are.
Can I roll insight to see what he means? Because I hadn't called or said anything.
As far as you know, you've done nothing of the sort.
Yeah. Okay. We weren't calling. We've.
The item that you wear is of Hephaestus, the red.
gonna
Don't
look
pretend
at
your ignorance. He looks
I'm
straight
gonna-
at you.
I'm gonna take off the ring and I'm gonna like,
Yes!
hold it up.
Look at the engravings on it. Marks of the ancient dragons. Do you mark yourself as a friend of dragons? Then you will help me. Are you other puny mortals not able to hear me properly?
They don't understand Draconic.
I need a con save from everybody else, as the dragon will force its head in and roar at you. Arrgh!
Oh dear.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel that penis.
God, I need that aura of
That's
protection.
a 16 for me.
Okay.
I'm just rolling through the website to make it easier.
If any of you got below a 12, you will take 7 thunder damage.
Wow.
Ouch.
Man, this dragon's just
And
fucking
we haven't had any rest yet.
And the dragon will then begin to speak very slowly in common. For those puny mortals too stupid to understand such an ancient tongue, you will be helping me. This one, and nods towards Verdun, bears the mark of a dragon friend. You will find Bahamut, fallen deity, the platinum dragon. And you will retrieve news of Tiamat, also fallen in this strange event that the betters of your kind are calling the Sundering. At that point, he looks at Verdun a little more closely. Oh dear.
Oh fuck.
You also bear the mark of the one that caused this catastrophe. Do you follow dragons and call yourself Dragon Friend? Or are you a worshipper of Tyr?
Sorry, real quick, is he saying this in common or draconic?
All in common.
The scandal.
No, I've already told everyone that I follow Tyr. It's not a
Yeah,
new
but we
news.
don't know that he ended the world, right?
We do.
No, you guys have been given some ideas that he was involved in it.
Involved
But
with it.
none of you know for certain who is whether he has caused it or not.
Until now.
But he is asking you directly, Verdun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what Verdun would say in this moment.
Well, think fast or you might get eaten.
Yeah, he would. I would say I am friend to those who are kind to everyone and not trying to attempt to kill me and my friends, no matter what the race be at the time. In this case, dragons that may be.
So you
And-
are a puny mortal who will worship anything as long as it keeps him alive?
No, that isn't what it is. It's just that it's just before the Sundering, I was a worshipper of Tyr. I still like to think that I am, but I don't know.
Well,
the
your
information.
idiot
I don't know
god
the
is no
information.
longer worthy of being called god. Causing catastrophe like this, even the plains of the dragons have fallen. And the great owl has had to give his life to give us some semblance of existence. Fool that he is no more foolish than Lathander, who attempted to protect the world from this blow. He should have let this one world fall out of existence, but instead has sundered all. I seek the dragon gods, so they may fix this problem. You will find them for me. And he spits out a strange token at your feet, Verdun. It looks like a human femur? And burnt
That's
down
an
the
interesting-
side is a lightning scorch. You may use that to call me when you have found information.
Thank you, and I apologize for the actions of my god, as they are not here to speak for them.
You are not
So-
responsible for them, though you are responsible for your misplaced loyalties.
Indeed. Then
Do-
that means it is my responsibility to help those who have been damaged and hurt by this catastrophe, and I'll gesture to the world.
Do all of your kind speak such pointless words? He'll look around at the rest of you. You all remain quiet. Is this not the tongue that you speak, puny mortals?
Glax, because he's knocked prone, is currently laid on his belly, and is kind of like got his hands covering his ears, and he's kind of trembling, looking at the part face of this dragon.
Fennis?
Well, my ears are ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Can hardly hear what you're saying. But no. I mean, it is our words. There's not much to say.
To the
I'll
point,
do
at least.
as you wish. Or try.
Yes, try is more likely, I will concede.
Okay,
That's
good.
what
I'm
I
glad he
expected.
agrees with that.
And you, keeper of nature.
Well, I figured we'd let the gentleman who spoke your tongue speak.
There was a furbolg once in the western lands of Perlusia who used to know well how to polish the scales of the great blue dragons. Are you one of your kind learned in this art? I do have an itch.
Well, I mean, I can imagine I can itch any scratch that you have. But I don't know about polishing.
Do you have the proper tools?
I can develop any sort of sharp thing that you would imagine in terms of...
Sharp? I do not wish to be scratched, though mighty are the scales of Calabasas Singavord.
Well then,
Reese's.
Fucking nailed that one. Very happy.
I don't have the tools to polish, but if an itch needs to be scratched, I can scratch it.
He looks at you, giving an insight check. I do not think you are learned in the art enough to touch the scales of this mighty
That's 6
dragon.
A's.
That is a lot of A's. Holy shit.
Like I said, I nailed it. Victory. You will go now and do my bidding. And you may call
Is it still
yourselves
raining?
dragon friends. Rain? We don't have rain anymore in this pitiful remnant of a world. But the seeds still fall.
Then I
Seeds of the
think it's
plains of
best-
Tartarus. Do they scratch your pitiful skin?
Yes, but the bigger problem is that they obscure our sight.
Indeed,
So we
even
cannot see.
even a dragon's senses are obscured by these seeds. With that, he sort of reaches out and lets out a massive crackling breath of lightning towards the skies. I expect the skies will clear within an hour. I return to above the clouds, where my vision is at least not impaired. You have the tools to call me. Go now. Find answers. And with that, I need a second deck save.
Yes, understood. Go in a few hours.
I need a second deck save. From all of you.
Right.
It's a natural one.
Oof.
Ugh, that's even worse.
That's a 7.
If you got below an 18 and you had attempted to get up, you will be knocked prone again. Regardless of which, if you got below a 10, you will take 6 bludgeoning damage.
I
Oh, I'm
really
knocked
would
down, but I
like to
didn't take
take
the
a few
damage.
hours.
Okay.
Wait, you're down?
No, he's up, down.
No, I mean like down as in like he's like unconscious, making death saves right now?
Who?
You?
No, I said I got
Okay.
knocked down, but...
Oh,
Oh,
you got
I-
knocked down. I thought you said.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
thought you
said I
said.
got
Oh,
knocked down,
I'm
but I didn't take the
down.
damage, yeah.
Okay.
No. It's, yeah, I actually knocked me down, and my dex save's pretty good. Holy shit.
Such is life.
This dragon's cool.
So how's our
Dangerous, but
wall
cool.
doing?
What will?
Alright, that's what I thought. Fuck, dude.
I'm not spending any time repairing that wall. I just want to
Okay.
go fuck to sleep.
Very good. So it is currently about 7 in the evening. Are you looking to take a long rest?
Yeah, fuck what that dragon said about going now. I'd rather sleep.
Okay, who's taking the first watch? I believe our typical watch would have Kiaran going first, followed by Fennis, followed by Shira, Glax, and Verdun.
Works
Yes.
for me.
Okay.
If that, all right, I was gonna say if that's what we want to do, I'm fine with switching and taking the first 2 watches so everyone can get some sleep. But
No, it's alright. I'll take first.
all right.
Okay. Everybody who is not Kiaran, you may take a short rest,
Oh, short rest. Okay.
as the first hour will pass peacefully. If you're lucky, you'll get a long rest at the end of it. We'll find out.
Ooh, I'll take that.
Nevertheless, Kiaran, I need a perception check, please.
Well, I'm good at those. Never mind. That is a natural 1.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Wait, James, I have a question. I'm assuming my Sentinel shield is only usable by me. I can't.
Correct.
Okay.
Although you're not attuned to it as such, you are attuned to it. Or rather, it is attuned to you.
I need to
Okay.
shake my dice before I roll them, man.
Right?
Okay.
That's why does that do so much better?
I went from a nat 1 to a nat 1.
Cool. So as you sit there, Karen, you begin to hear a few strange noises, but as yet you can't distinguish any specifically through the sounds of the falling snows and the creaking of that open area of wood that is swinging forwards and backwards. I'd like to imagine that the rest of the party are huddled in the opposite corner of the building, trying to stay away from, the open air. Although it's only Elysium out there, it's quite nice, really. And in the second hour, Kiaran, you begin to hear a calling, a voice out on the wind. Laia, 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 Laia. Kesmet, is that you? Laia, Laia. You just hear this call over and over again. You don't speak the language, but the Kesmet is that you is in common. Though, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I don't think your character knows what Laia means. You don't speak Halfling, do you?
I do not know.
No. Okay. Okay. In that case, Kiaran, you experience a massive crack, and then suddenly an icy coldness upon your body. Bear with me a second. I'm assuming a 23 hits you.
23 will hit me, yeah?
Okay. You take 9 bludgeon. You take 9 cold damage as a small halfling-shaped beast rips into the room. You can see that half its face is pulled away, missing bits of skin. There is a great gap in its chest, which looks like it's shaped roughly like a hook horror. Or a hook horror's wound, Had some of those on you yesterday, so I'm sure you know what they look like. And with that, I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
Shh, I can handle this, guys. Go back to sleep.
Without Kiaran's foolish...
I just got that 20 on my die! That was
Nice.
such a cool animation.
I'm glad. Let's see if it keeps you alive.
20 dirty for me.
Okay.
Damn, we've got some good initiatives.
You
up in
know,
here.
I have to say, having a die where you can't see anything on the
It's
die that
disgusting.
rolls is pretty satisfying when you find out what it is.
Shira has rolled a 3.
Can't wait to get mine. Excited.
Just a confirmation, Moon is still not with us, right?
No, he's not.
Okay. In that case, Glax, you hear this beast and you hear Kiaran with a short yelp in the corner as an icy cold presence touches him. As soon as you turn around and see this halfling figure, I need a wisdom save.
To correct you, it would be more like a yuck.
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 That's a 14.
Okay, that is a success. You do not find yourself frightened. You are not fearful as yet. Go ahead and take a turn. You see this one blue, sort of not blue skin, but it's dead, right? It's clearly dead. Half
Okay,
one
and it's
foot.
just this singular person.
Indeed.
Okay, and we're all in the room.
Yeah.
Okay,
As
then I'll
come
get
through the
to
gap in
the
the wall.
furthest point of the room.
You
if I'm
already
not
are.
already
Yes.
there. Okay, yeah, cool.
I'm not using a battle
okay.
map because this is a 20 by 10 foot room. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't get out because it's in the
Yeah.
gap in the door.
Yeah, that's fine. So I will begin to cast Hex. There's some pinkety mist. So that's
Remind me again,
enveloping.
what damage type does Hex do?
It's necrotic.
Okay,
which is
cool.
probably
That's fine.
not-
No, carry on. That's right.
And then I'll fire 2 Eldritch Blasts, one right after the other.
Okay, I will need you to separate the Eldritch Blast damage and Hex damage,
Of course.
because there is resistance involved.
Is that another nat 20?
Is it not 20 for a 28?
Damn.
I bought you nice new dice and you're using them with D&D Beyond ones? Okay, fine.
No, that's my real life.
I'm not
one.
using the D&D Beyond one, that's what I'm saying, yes.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Yep, so nat 20 obviously will hit.
Okay, yeah. And do I crit the Hex damage as well?
All damage is crit.
What about my maddening Hex? Oh, no, I can't because this is my
There's nothing else to
round
hit.
bonus action.
There's
What?
also nothing else to hit, and you've used your bonus action.
Well, yeah, but I was saying if I didn't, would
No.
my maddening Hex...
No, it's a flat damage, it's not rolled damage.
Okay, cool.
So roll me a 2d6 and a 2d10.
Max damage? That's 25 force damage?
Fucking Christ.
That
dude.
is crazy.
Look at
and
me
then
go.
go ahead and roll me your 2d6, and I will half it.
Dude.
Jesus.
Is
And-
Black's MVP of...
And that's 4 necrotic damage.
Okay, which will be half to 2. Go ahead and make your second attack.
Okay, and then
He still has a second attack, too.
Well, second
And
Eldritch
another-
Blast beam.
another shot of an Eldritch Blast. That's a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is 13 force damage
I'm just-
with 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Did Glax just kill
I
us?
have just realized, I'm really sorry, to the rest of you, I'm gonna let that go exactly how it is. But the DC for the Wisdom save was actually 15, not 13. I got it wrong. So Glax, from now on, you will be frightened.
I don't want to get close to it anyway.
No, but it does give you disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah, that means
Oh,
you can.
fuck.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, you will be frightened from now onwards, but I should have got the DC right in the first place, so that's fine. Okay, at this point, it will take a legendary action.
What the fuck is this thing?
You don't know yet. Fennis, it turns its glare upon you. Please give me a wisdom save.
Yeah, that's 16.
That's a success. It's now your turn. Need another wisdom save to see if you're frightened.
That's a 15.
That is also a success. Go ahead and take your turn.
I'm going to run up to the thing, and I'm actually going to attack it with my silvered short sword.
Excellent
I
work.
have a feeling that might be an idea.
Okay. Where did you get this short
I
sword? This
shall-
is Lucas's sword, right?
Yeah, Lucas.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Go
silver
ahead.
short
Go,
sword.
go ahead and roll to hit.
I'm also going to use my Horizon Walker thing, so so it's going to be converted to force and bonus force.
Uh huh.
Never mind. That's a 10 to hit.
That'll miss.
Hey, can you only hit when you're blessed?
Oh, you can only hit once, can't you? You haven't got 5 levels in Ranger.
No, I don't.
Oh, poor Fennis. So you're staying in melee range, yes?
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a roll on the die of 2. So, yeah,
Sick.
that's me.
Let me make sure I'm rolling to everybody. The first hit will be a nat 20 to hit Fennis.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay.
Oh, we're fighting a revenant. Alright, that's nice.
Fennis, that is, I can't see. Is that 19? Yes,
19.
19.
That's Okay, got it.
Bludgeoning
19
damage?
Yep.
Fucking hell, dude.
And 10 cold damage.
Okay.
And the second swing is, that is another nat 20, I'm afraid.
You what?
I'm rolling to you guys!
Is Fennis down? Is he dead?
That is another 19.
Yeah,
Bludgeoning
he's
damage,
down.
Fennis.
Okay. And the cold?
No, you won't take the cold damage because you would not be conscious in that moment. The cold damage is only once per turn.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm fucking down as hell.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then he will turn his glare to Kiara and Mosslight. And Kiara, I need a wisdom save, please.
That was more than my entire HP in one turn. Holy fuck.
It's your turn, Kieran, but I need a wisdom save.
19.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. Oh, you also notice that as the beginning of the Revenant's turn, it sort of hunched over, and some of the damage that Glax had done repaired.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's very helpful. Kieran, you're up. Go
Dear
ahead
friend.
and give me a nature check, please.
Sure, absolutely. You'll have a 16 for the nature check.
Okay, you understand that as an undead, this creature has resistance to weapons non-magical, but you also understand that this creature is probably immune to the charmed, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned effects.
Absolutely, I'm completely useless in this fight.
Not necessarily. And it is
Do you have
regaining... it has resistance, not immunity. You'd understand that, right? It also does not regenerate if it takes fire or radiant damage. You would know that as well.
Do you have
I'll be-
bless?
I don't have bless either.
It doesn't have any spell slots anyway, I don't think. Oh, you do
To
from
the
leveling.
side-
Yeah.
I'll raise my hand up, and to the side of me will spawn 2 giant cave spiders.
Okay.
And I
Cool.
will look at this creature next to me and I'll say, "We don't need to do this, friend." As I myself will transform into that of giant cave spider as well.
You just hear back, Lia Mortis Garvan.
Garfield?
And if that concludes my turn, that will start the turn of the 2 giant
No
cave
bonus
spiders.
action?
My bonus action is transformation.
Oh, you did transform. Sorry, I missed that bit. Apologies. Yes, that will start the turn of your 2 summoned beasts.
The first one will cast a web upon the beast in front, the undead in front of me.
Is that a restrained condition? It is, right?
5 to hit. Target is restrained by webbing.
Yep,
Did
yep,
you
okay,
say
that's
he's
fine.
immune to
No,
restraint?
no, I didn't, which is why I was double checking. I was just making sure it wasn't paralyzed. What's the save, please?
That will be to hit, and then it's a restrained to make it a way out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Make a hit
that'll be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit. And indeed,
so
the
they-
Revenant will be restrained.
They are restrained, and they need a DC 12 strength check to make their way out. The second of the spiders will attack them with their bite. Does a 23 hit?
Mm-hmm.
That is a D8. They will take 8 damage. That'll be piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And I need a Constitution saving throw. DC 11.
Is that for poison?
That is for poison.
You've been told it's immune to poison.
But yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. Does that conclude?
I love how Oscar's like, this spider casts web. Like, does this spider have a wand or something?
No, I get
know.
it. It's turned around and farted web at him. He will take
Yes.
a legendary action to cast his glare upon Glax. Glax, I will need a wisdom save, please.
Is this to frighten? Because I'm pretty sure Glax already is. Okay.
Is that wisdom, sorry?
It is, yes.
Is it 17?
That's a success. Verdun, you're up.
James, real quick.
Mhm.
My DC is 13. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Alright. I gotta make a wisdom save, right?
You do. No, you do not. No, you do not. You're a paladin.
Because it's just... Okay.
You don't
That-
make
alright,
a.
I was
You don't make a wisdom save to be frightened of the undead.
of the undead.
I'm
alright,
pretty sure you
bet.
have turned undead.
I don't.
You will at
actually,
some
that's
point.
clerics.
Yeah, you will at
Yeah,
some point.
but,
I think, but yeah.
I'm gonna fly up, pull out my sword of tear.
You're gonna
and then
fly up.
attempt-
You have a roof, 7 foot.
Well,
above
no,
your
I
head.
mean like I mean like on the ground, like fly. I'm
You're
going
gonna
towards
hover.
it, and I'm gonna slice it. Yeah, I'm gonna hover and then slash at him.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
And it's at advantage because he's restrained, correct?
Indeed.
All right. That is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Second level divine smite.
Uh huh.
That will be. I'm gonna roll damage first. That will be 13 slashing damage, and
Uh-huh.
it's magical. And then it's undead, so that means I get an extra D8 on this. Because,
Indeed.
Fuck yeah. Love me some paladins. That's 14 radiant damage.
Oh, okay. As the radiant damage strikes, you notice that it crackles all over the creature's body, denying it the ability to regenerate.
Hell yeah. And then I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
Feels so good to be able to attack more than once. That's another 24 to hit, and that's gonna be another 2nd level Divine Smite.
You have spell slots left?
Because we leveled up, I got 2. I got my level 2 spell slots.
All right.
And I also have 1 level 1 spell slot.
Yeah, that I knew.
I had 2 level 3, so.
So my is 14. That's 14 slashing damage, and that will be 20 extra radiant damage.
Oh, okay. Nice. Good hit.
That will be my turn, and then Katarina is going to
Catalina with an L.
Yeah,
Yes.
Catalina. I'm sorry. Will do a 2nd level Cure Wounds on Fennis. Oh wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
go ahead.
will be. Ooh, that will be 15.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, and that's our turn.
Okay. That leads us to Shira. Shira failed her wisdom save, so will attack with disadvantage.
But restrained is only for melee hits, correct? That they get advantage?
I would need to double check that. It's irrelevant. 14 fire damage.
Take that, you
Okay.
piece of shit.
Glax, you are currently frightened. You may make the wisdom save at the end of your turn to be unfrightened.
You're welcome for making him use an action next turn to get himself out of that.
If only it worked that way. It does in standard rules, but I have a plan, I think. Maybe.
So
Not quite
26 to
sure.
hit?
That'll hit. 26 with disadvantage?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Like, what is this monster?
Sorry, that's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Jesus. Fuck.
Okay.
Alright.
That's
Still insane, bro.
that's 8 force damage,
Your hex
And
damage
that's
and magic hex.
6 necrotic damage, and then as the hex wraps
Yeah.
around his body, I will use my bonus action to make this hex maddening, causing 5 psychic damage.
On that wording, does it say of your choice? On the
Does,
wording for
it
maddening?
really does.
Yes? Okay, good. Right. I'm just checking you're not just bashing Fennis back into the ground.
I
Carry
don't
on as you were.
know.
You have a second attack, right? Second beam.
Oh yeah, shit.
God, level 5 is so great. I love it.
Warlock is good.
Okay. It's
No,
either
level 6 and level
7.
10 for me, baby.
Aw.
I can't wait for level 6 too.
16?
Or protection.
16 will hit.
Okay. That is 7 force damage and 5 necrotic damage.
Nice. Good hit.
All the damages. And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Fennis, wisdom save, please.
Okay.
How's this thing looking?
21.
Chill. Yeah, that'll succeed. Go ahead and take a turn.
By the way, James, I got a 22 on my wisdom save.
Cool, you're no longer frightened. Fearless Glax.
Right. Let's 1 second, let me just double check the wording on this to make sure it's very specific. Okay, I'll Horizon Walker action, bonus action again on the thing. And I will attempt another hit.
Okay.
Never mind, no I'm not.
Oh my god, you can't hit.
Is
for
that enough
shit,
one?
dude.
Yes.
It shall use its reaction to attempt to grasp you. I need a dex save from you, and he has rolled. I'll roll to you guys instead.
Is he rolling damage?
He's rolling a 14. You need to beat.
Yeah, I'll beat it by far.
Okay, cool. So he tries to grip you, but you move your hand out the way too quickly. Does that conclude your turn, Fennis? No bonus action?
That was a reaction, yes.
That was his reaction, yes.
Then I shall retreat 30 feet.
Beautiful.
Or 25, sorry.
Okay.
Probably a good idea.
James.
Yeah.
I did look it up. for restrained, attack rolls against creatures have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I made Shira's at disadvantage. So it's
And
fine.
disadvantage on deck saves.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be in there for much longer, so I don't think it matters.
No.
Wait, is the thing restrained?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then that's
Do you not
actually
roll
being
with
with
advantage?
advantage, right?
No, I did say. Yeah.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead,
I
roll
didn't,
with
I didn't
advantage.
hear you say you was rolling with advantage.
Go ahead
I
and roll with
straight.
advantage. So
Alright,
give
I'll
me a
roll the
second.
second one, see if it hits. Okay, that's a 20 to hit,
Go
actually.
ahead. Go ahead and give me damage.
Yeah, come on.
And don't forget, this is the
That's
Horizon
12
Walker
damage to
damage, right? So
silver
this is
short sword.
force, yeah? That's 12 force damage, correct?
Yep,
Because
12
it's
force.
Horizon Walker, yeah.
And an additional 8 force damage, that's 20 force.
Nice.
Well.
Really solid. I think... No, never mind. Does that conclude your turn? After he's used his reaction
I
and
would
you've
also
moved
like
away?
to use my favoured foe use and hit for another 1d4 damage.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's also going to be force. That's another 4 damage, holy shit.
I don't think Favorite Foe is force damage.
I'm pretty sure it's piercing.
I'm pretty sure it's...
It doesn't say what damage type it is.
I think it says of your...
And make it radiant so he stops healing.
It doesn't matter, Shara did fire damage.
Yeah, the first time on each of your turns that you hit when favoured enemy deal
It
damage
was
to
whatever
including when
you
mark it.
originally hit with, so yes, you are correct, force. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he is now officially wounded.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that is my turn then.
Okay, cool. Seeing that these 3 spiders come into existence, the Revenant will misty step behind the one that appeared in the place of the Furbolg. Mr. Kieran, that is a 9 to hit you,
That will miss.
and a 23 to hit you.
23 will hit.
Okay, that is 13 bludgeoning damage,
Reaction, rebuke the violence.
and 6 cold.
Raj.
Yes.
I'm still in spider form.
How does that work, Darth? Remind me.
So any damage that happens, it will still happen, but it has to make a DC 15 Wisdom save, or else
Wisdom,
take
that's the
that
one that I
damage, but
needed.
in Radiant.
That's the one that I need. 21.
All right, so it will take half of that damage. So
Half
it
of
will
the original
take
damage,
9.
yeah. So
Yeah, so it'll take 9.
they're 2 different damage types. So I'm assuming it's it's the 13 on the fist, right?
Let me double.
Is it damage
check.
on
It
turn
doesn't-
or damage in one hit?
equal to the damage just dealt?
Yeah, so that'll be 6. I'm afraid, because they are 2 completely different mechanics doing the damage.
Either way,
he
it's
is
still-
touched by the body of the Revenant. It only happens once per turn. He will not regenerate any health as he was damaged by both fire and radiant damage next turn. However, he will turn once again his glare. This time on Verdun. Verdun, I need a wisdom save, please.
He knows better than to glare at me, that's for sure.
That's a 5.
Oh dear. Verdun, you will take 12 cold damage, and you are paralyzed.
Okay.
Cool. Kiaran, what is your turn?
I will attempt to, once again shoot my web at him since he broke out of it, I'm assuming.
He Missy stepped out of it.
Yes. For me personally, that'll be a 9, which
That'll
I'd imagine will miss. Which will conclude my turn. And the first of the spiders will also do the same. There's a natural 20 for a 25.
That's
So
a web,
they
yeah.
are, yes, they are
Cool, yeah.
webbed, and the second spider will attack with advantage with a bite, and he will miss.
Yep. Okay. Verdun. Wisdom save at the end of your turn, please.
All right.
Oh,
an
never
8.
mind. I'm incorrect. You are paralyzed. Well, you failed anyway. It's paralyzed until either it deals damage to you or the end of its next turn. Okay. So,
All right.
that is just your turn. You are paralyzed. So,
All right. Then I will have
Catalina.
Catalina. Yeah, she is going to. She's going to cast Bless on everyone except me.
Okay.
She has one.
She's
yeah,
doing a second level spell switch.
She has a level 1 as well because level up. she get?
Yeah,
she
but
had
Bless
3
will only
before.
hit 3 people by
Will it?
because that's
Or
how
hit
many
more.
targets Bless hits.
Then it'll hit Tennis, Glax, and Shira.
Okay, cool. Does that conclude your turn? Her turn.
Yeah, that concludes
Okay.
your turn. Sorry, I just don't
Shira
think that
will use a level
Spider needs
3
it.
Scorching Ray. Oh dear, that's a 12, but she will use Bless. It's a D4, right?
It's a
I don't
D4,
know why
indeed.
I'm saying that. That'll hit, so that is 7 fire damage. That is a 26 to hit, so that's another 6 fire damage. That's another 12, so again, she will use that Bless. So 14 to hit. So these are terrible rolls, sorry guys. So that's another 4 fire damage, and then because it was at the 3rd level, she gets another attack. That's a 15. 7. So in total, we have 7,
24.
11. Yep, thank you. 24 fire damage. Most
It's not
appreciate.
that bad.
Glax. It. Oh, no, not quite. Sorry. Who did I paralyze? Is that Verdun?
Me.
Okay. You will take 30 cold damage and you are no longer paralyzed.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I rolled stupendously well on my 86. Fennis, you're up.
Very, very hurt though.
Yeah, I
Wait,
imagine
I'm
you are. Yes, it's your turn. Sorry, no, I don't know why I said it was Glax's turn and then skipped Glax's turn. Glax, it's your turn. Legendary action, you miss your turn. No, carry on as you go.
Is he still restrained?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So is it advantage?
You would be attacking him with advantage, correct? Please
also
bear in
have
mind
bless.
he's very close to you, yeah? Like almost melee range.
Sure.
Because he missed, he stepped after
Oh, I
Fennis.
can't go anywhere, James.
No, but I'm just letting you know. Like, he missed-
That's a 30-20 to hit.
That'll
for the
hit.
first object class. And that's 7 force damage. Plus 1 necrotic.
half to 0, I'm afraid. Yep.
That's fine. And then that's 21 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Which is 8 force damage, 5 necrotic damage, and then as that hex becomes maddening again, that's a straight 5 psychic damage.
Oh, psychic.
Oh,
Didn't
yes.
realize. Okay, yeah, again, halved. Cool.
Right.
Does that conclude your turn, Max?
It does.
Fennis, you're up.
Okay. Let's go for a longbow hit on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it grappled? Still?
It's restrained, yes.
Does that mean I'm rolling with advantage of longbow then, or does it
I'm
not
just
count
trying
for
to
range?
work out... Yeah, maybe you went to the other side of the room. Because he Misty stepped after... to behind Kiaran, who was with the group in the corner. And you said you moved back. Now, the only real place to move back in a 20 by
Wait,
10
no,
foot
Kiaran
room...
was on watch at the. He was.
I was at the
He was on watch at the opening, yeah. But it's a 20
Yeah.
by 10 foot room, so I'm thinking you're probably about 12 foot away, Fennis. Which I think is fine for a longbow, right? You
Yeah,
only
yeah.
have disadvantage if it's under 10, correct? Or is it
Yeah,
under
I think
5?
so. I think it's only
Okay,
if,
cool.
if it's a point blank, it's
Yeah,
disadvantage.
okay, cool. So go ahead and roll. Advantage.
And you have bless.
That's a
remember.
29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll
You
do
want
it.
that
That'll
bless
do a
though?
hitting thing.
Sadly. No, I'm not using the bless right now. I'm going to save it.
I know. I'm joking.
You
It's
can't
it's on
save
everything.
a bless. You can use it on every attack. But
Yeah.
go on.
Right, so I'm going to... Horizon Walk damage as well, so this is all force. That's 8 damage force, plus another 6 force, plus favoured foe damage, another 1. So that's
15 total force
15
damage.
force,
Yep,
yes.
nice.
Damn,
Like it.
pretty nice.
that's my turn.
Okay. And that brings us to the Revenant. He will not regenerate, as he was hit by fire damage from Sharon.
And radiant damage. Don't forget that.
Oh, I don't know why I rolled twice, because he gets disadvantage and then advantage. So it's a straight roll. 11 to hit you, Verdun.
That'll miss.
Fuck you. 2 spell slots left. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Oops. Oh well, he's got 2 spell slots left, guys!
Oh, okay.
I was trying to decide whether to Misty Step, but I said it to
anything you
myself. Oh well. Yeah, I'm assuming the story about it. Yes, I think with disadvantage will attack Kiaran twice. So that is a 12 to hit you,
A miss.
and a 14 to hit you.
14 will hit.
Damn.
Oof.
Oof. Bad rolls. That's 8 bludgeoning.
I will stay in spider form,
And
Spider damage.
9 cold damage.
and I will be out of spider form.
Yes.
Yeah, that didn't last very long, did it?
Okay,
Spider-Man.
and then I've got to turn a glare. He's specifically targeting Kiaran for a reason. So as soon as you turn back to being Kiaran, I will need a wisdom save.
Oh, that's why.
The wisdom save will be an 18.
An 18. Okay, that's fine. Kiaran, it's your turn.
I'll look at him and say, "You might have been able to take me out of my form, but I'm not quite done."
Badaphone.
And I will transform myself into the form of a wolf.
T-Rex.
You notice the Revenant briefly looks around as if looking for you.
And I will look and have to switch between Cave Spire and Direwolf now, as I will attack him with a bite.
Cool.
That is an 18 to hit?
Yep.
Alright, let me find my d6, one moment. Okay, he will take 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And is he immune to prone?
No. Strength
DC
save?
13 strength save, please.
There's an extra +3 on that. 14?
He will succeed.
Yeah, sorry, he's got a +7 to save. I
Yeah.
fucking clicked his ability check.
Alright, fantastic. That will conclude my turn.
Yep.
As my 2 spiders will... The first one...
He's gonna have a hard time falling on the floor while surrounded by webbing anyway. Yeah, go ahead and shoot some webs and bite some bitches.
The first one will attempt to web him.
He's already restrained.
Oh, is he still
He's
restrained?
still restrained, yeah, he didn't use an action.
Oh,
to get out.
sorry.
He attacked
Alright,
you with
I'll take-
disadvantage.
I'll use the same roll then. That's a 16 hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, that will be 10 damage.
He's severely wounded.
The second one will do the same. That is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
For 5 damage.
Okay.
And that will conclude my turn and my spider's turn.
Okay. Glax, he will look to you and ask for a wisdom save.
You have bless.
Bless you.
Bless you, Josh.
Bless you.
Very blessed.
Thank you.
He's super
That
blessed.
is a 12, so I'll use my bless. What's a bless?
D4.
Oh, 1d4.
D4.
Oh, okay.
So you need a 3.
3. So that would be a 15.
Yep. Verden, you're up.
Yep.
Alright, so I am unparalyzed, right? Unparalyzed?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna go up and attack.
Yep.
At advantage?
Yes.
Yep. But you will need to make a dex save if you hit.
22?
Yeah, okay, I need a DC 22 dex save. It's based
I
on his
have to
strength
nat
roll.
20 this. I do not.
Okay.
So do I still do damage?
You will
or
take 11 cold damage as he grips you with an icy hand.
Do I hit him first, though?
Not really, I don't think. It says
Then
when a
I-
creature hits you with an attack, you are able to grip its arm
I said
in an
imagine the
icy
attack
cold
goes first.
embrace. Well, I mean, it depends
Yeah.
whether what distance towards you the hand is grabbed, right? But yeah, sure, go ahead and give me damage. Why not?
Alright,
the fuck
good,
not?
because I'm gonna go down
Yeah,
after this.
give me
so-
damage with no smite. I'll
That's
make that compromise, okay?
Okay.
He's nearly dead. Don't worry about it.
That's 11 damage.
Cool. Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. That's what we like to say.
Catalina will...
Bring you back up again.
Yeah. I wanted to. No, it's good to bring me back up. So she only has a level 2, so she's going to 2d6 or 2d8. Oh damn! All right, I'm back up at 19.
Okay. Shira hit with all 4 attacks, and one of them was a crit.
Let's go.
That's a max damage 12, a minimum damage 2, a 9, and the crit damage coming in at 17, 26, 28, 40 damage. All fire, bringing the Revenant to its knees. And at this point it turns round and says, Angurda Kesmet. And then we'll try again, desperately in another language. As you hear the common tongue. Have you seen Kesmet?
I don't believe we
Not
have.
you, killer.
Killer.
Also, I didn't know wolves spoke common.
Oh yeah.
But regardless, they won't listen to anything that Kiaran has to say.
No.
Oh, like Kiaran.
Oh wait, I think I know. I think I have an idea why.
Oh, you didn't read my backstory.
I haven't read your backstory either.
No, it's because I think the
I
Revenant
have.
saw you bearing the bodies. That's why. So he assumed that you killed them.
With that, you
Who
may
is
roll your
Kismet?
insight with advantage, Verdun. Kesmet,
Alright.
my husband, was on the brink of death when this murderer
That's a 22.
buried him alive. 22. Yeah, you work out that it was when Kiaran buried the bodies. And this Revenant will tell you that, Kiaran, you buried this halfling alive.
Oh no.
I checked the bodies beforehand. They were dead.
You did not, however, have the correct ability to check what was necessary.
Oh, okay.
And the person that did made the check and failed.
Okay. Then.
I'm just going to say, Kiaran, as a wolf, you can understand all of this conversation. Obviously, you just need to transform if you want to
respond.
speak back.
Yeah.
Wait. If those halflings was alive?
Both of them were
Yes.
alive, but I care not for the other. She was elderly and nothing but a trouble to us.
I'm
After
sorry,
the dire
but,
event that dropped our whole village into some form of wilderness. My husband and I were just eking out what existence we could on the edge of this strange paradise that had killed so many of our friends. When
I'm
those
sorry.
hook beasts came.
We assumed that the hook beasts had finished them off. I thought I had checked all of the bodies, but I appear to have failed.
Slumber! Ready for the cookpot! At first you were rescuers, and then murderers. I listened as my husband called out with desperate fear as he was suffocated by the earth in which you buried him. And with that, he is going to attempt to make one attack with disadvantage on Kiaran the wolf.
Wolfarin?
That's not going to hit. And then will collapse pitifully to the ground. She looks up at you. She claws once towards you. I'll find you again. And that will end the combat. But I will need a... Ooh, I guess it's Shira probably. An Arcana check. 30, 20. I will find you again. It's probably not a lie.
Oh,
As you
fuck.
Not a lie
understand-
or not alive?
Not a lie. As you will be informed by Shira that revenants normally do not rest until the target of their vengeance is dead.
I didn't realize that it was a woman.
Spaghettios.
It was very
Can
difficult to tell.
Can I roll like religion or something to check and see if I was to perform like ceremony on this and give it proper burial rites and like holy water and stuff, if I'd be able to put it to rest, or does the
Shira
grudging
will tell you
magic
for
of the
free
nature?
that while the soul is bodiless, the only thing that can be used to force the soul to go to the afterlife is a wish spell.
Mm.
Good luck
Well,
finding one of those.
let's cut off the limbs and.
Oh, no,
Put them-
you understand that the soul has left the body. The body's dead. It'll inhabit a different body the next time it comes after you.
Oh, okay.
This is not the body of the wife.
Okay.
This is
How
a
we dismember
This is
everything
a
we
different
kill.
halfling body. Yeah, I mean, but there are plenty of bodies in the world, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've got yourself a new follower.
Yes,
I
so
would-
arrived.
Sorry.
I'd like
go on,
to
Max.
go to the graves of the halflings if they're not too far.
Are you gonna? You see that where Kieran buried them?
Yeah, I'll approach. And as I do, I'm kind of thinking about like what the Reverend said about, them crying out and they couldn't breathe and stuff like that. And I will use a few charges of my rings to make some flowers grow at the heads of the graves.
You hear a whistle on the wind. You don't think that your sign has been unnoticed, though you receive no form of positive response.
I don't do it for acclamation. I do it because it's the right thing to do.
Okay. On a bright note, though, who's taking the next watch?
Not Kiaran. We don't need another vengeful spirit coming after.
I don't mind doing it. I didn't get hit at all, so.
Yeah, I think I'd like to take that.
Glax takes the next watch, and I will take a short rest from the rest of you. Glax, I need a perception check from you, please.
19?
The first hour passed without trouble, and in the second hour you notice that the weather has cleared up. As you look out, the sky is still covered in thick ashy clouds, but nothing's falling from them at least. Apart from Fennis... Oh, wait, does Glax not wear any shoes?
Sweat shoes?
Okay, right, cool. I was just looking at the picture. Shira hovers, Verdun hovers. Kieran definitely wears a good pair of boots. Fennis, are you shoeless?
I would be shoeless. I would be using my talons for a lot of strength. And
So I think for the most part, if you are not flying, walking on that ground outside is going to be severely uncomfortable, as it is covered in these small, sharp seeds.
then
Bear in
I
mind, you were told these
shall-
were seeds of the plants of Tartarus. Whatever that means.
Yeah. Then I shall just have to try to efficiently glide for as long as possible, and
It costs you no more energy to fly than walk, really. So it's not a problem. It's just a problem to fly low enough to the party to be useful, right, and to be chatting and stuff. But it's okay because you're
I
asleep
can
right
fly.
now.
I can fly within about 30 feet.
Yeah, of course. You just couldn't like fly at head height, right? That would be
No, that would
yeah.
be a little bit too unrealistic and unreasonable. I'd say I could fly a good 5 to 10 meters above the
Yep.
party, but close enough to be.
Other than that, the rest of you will all be able to walk normally. However, Glax and Kieran, it's difficult terrain outside. It's thick with these.
Would it be possible to get like a bin bag's worth of these things?
Yeah, I mean, you could get millions and millions of bins bags worth, but what?
Well, I was just more meaning, do we
What
have
are you
like?
collecting them in?
Bear it back 1 second.
That's what I was more asking.
You have an iron pot and a bucket.
Carry
Because
one.
I was just thinking in my head, like, if we got to a place, we could put these around the perimeter so that it would be difficult for people.
They're not in that depth. It's not going to make difficult terrain. It's difficult terrain because there's 2 feet of these on the ground, like everywhere, right? A bin bag of snow does not difficult terrain make.
But that's different.
No, it's exactly the same logic. You're having to trudge through it like snow. It's not because they're sharp. You could put a few of these out about because
No,
to annoy
that's what I
people's
was
feet.
thinking.
But no, it's
No.
just
Yeah,
they've
that's
fallen in that thick, full that there's like
Oh,
2
then I
feet deep. Yeah. No. So, Glax, after that, you are able to wake Fennis. Fennis, the first hour passes without problem. Again, Glax, you may take a short rest. In the second hour, Fennis, I need a perception check, please.
He said he was going to be right back, so...
Great. Good timing. Fennis'
Well, I have
perception
you.
check is a 21. Fantastic. Isn't that
Hot
nice?
damn.
He notices the blasting calls of a dragon far off. But as he looks up, it appears that your friend, the blue dragon, has moved onwards. Looking for something. You're not sure what. At this point, Verdun, you may complete your long rest. You have had 4 hours of sleep.
Let's go.
Does anybody else get a long rest on 4 hours of sleep? No. Okay. Cool. Kiaran.
Is my exhaustion gone?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I think Kiaran, I'm going to leave you asleep because you won't have finished a long rest yet. Shira instead will take the last watch.
I can take it.
No,
Okay.
just stay asleep. For now. Yep. In the last hour, as the sun begins to rise over the hills, Shira notices a strange creature out in the horizon. It's unusual in the way it walks, like it's bringing one's shoulder forward constantly. And it lumbers over. It appears to be about 5 foot in height, perhaps 6. And eventually it will reach the door of your humble abode, and Shira has noticed that it is a skeleton.
Oh.
She wakes you all and tells you that there is a skeleton coming towards you. And after a moment, you hear on the front door. Despite the fact there's a wall missing, the skeleton has chosen to approach the front door and knock politely. You're all awake at this point and have had a long rest. So if you haven't done that yet, you may now do that.
Hello?
Greetings. I come in trade. I don't suppose that we might spend a little time.
Depends.
Depends on what.
Well, it depends on if you mean us ill intent.
Ill intent, I wish to trade. My master sent me to trade.
Okay. I'm gonna open it up to the party. Verdun, after getting told many times and having to talk to many masters, I think Verdun's really unsure about what to do.
Who's your master?
Kalamvar. Great Lich. He builds a city.
Builds a city?
Indeed. The greatest city around, Morena. It
He
is going
built
to
it
be-
on rock and roll.
No, he built it upon rock, but not roll. That would not be very sensible. Nevertheless, my master says there is a few things we are missing from the city. He sends me, he says, go and trade for water. And so I go to trade for water. Have you water to trade?
Depends on what you have to offer.
I have many things, though perhaps not many of use. Might I do something more than speaking through the door? This is, I believe, in your culture known to be a little rude. And slightly impractical, if I might add.
I'll gesture him in.
That's true.
As you open the door. Okay, good. That's nice. And you see that there is a skeleton. Under his arm, he carries a large leather satchel, which has a strap over his shoulder.
He has a shopping bag.
On his right hip, he has a small cudgel made of some form of black metal. And as he comes in, he looks around and... Perhaps I might... And then he gestures towards one of the chairs.
Go ahead.
Very good. Well, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You may call me... Shit. Don't call him shit. He won't appreciate that. Sorry, I've just realized I've got the wrong name.
How's our bard friend doing? How's Gavin doing?
How is Gavin doing? Didn't like the battle much. Ran away from the Revenant. He's currently hiding upstairs.
Alright.
Sorry, I've got his name here somewhere.
Sure. No problem.
I knew it was something like that. You may call me Relics.
I'm Verdun.
It is my pleasure. Well, shall we look what we have to try?
Please.
Very good, very good. And with that, he sort of pops open this huge bag, this leather satchel, and he brings out an old velvet pouch. This, it is dust. Apparently it makes food very delicious. Perhaps it is of interest, perhaps it is not. I do not know. Do you have water to try it? Has he amused you?
No, I've just a moment of powder of deliciousness has done a quite very famous moment in one of the D&D sessions I follow.
Ah, yes. I have seen it too, of course. Important. But no. He then holds out a strange stick. And perhaps a stick. It is very useful.
Does it do anything? Besides
Yes.
be a stick?
It expands briefly in his hands, becoming a quarterstaff. Goes down to being a stick. And then becomes a shovel. It is a stick that is very useful.
Okay.
It can even be rope. Well,
Interesting.
I see you are impressed, but not astounded. My aim was astounded. Allow me to show you something mighty, something wonderful, something fantastic that nobody has ever seen before. Well, except for my master, because he made it, of course. Bear with me a second. There are too many custom homebrew items on this stupid website. I am having to scroll a long, long way down.
What do you mean? What's a website?
Indeed.
Is that a spider web?
What is a custom homebrew?
Yes, indeed.
Is that
I
the,
believe
is
it's
that
a type
brew
of
at home?
tea.
Hmm.
Brew it, and it's very custom.
He looks at you and he says, "This bag can contain many, 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 many things. You must be careful, though. Sometimes it does not like to give back."
Bag of holding. That's
No.
a bag of custom holding.
A bag of withholding.
Hmm.
Could be useful. Well, I see that perhaps you are not as impressed as I thought. Perhaps instead I might show you these. And with that, he takes out what needs to be a deck of playing cards. He swipes off the top card and he throws it across the room in perfect card throwing mechanism. And there appears a giant red dragon outside.
Is that an illusion or is that a real red dragon?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
I know you ate it. I know
Yeah, you
ate
fucking
it.
ate it.
Last night.
That's
Why
a
did you eat the
5.
dragon? What's wrong with you? God damn it.
The 5 on an intelligence?
Yeah, it's real. 100%. Obviously. He looks at you. This deck is full of many, many illusions. Cloud giants and succubus, beholder and night hag, assassins and fire giants. Many different things.
When he, like, after the illusion happens, does the card disappear?
No. He retrieves the card briefly.
Okay. That could be really useful. A lot of things. Verdun is, it's not that Verdun is unimpressed, it's more of just the fact he wants to see everything that, since, water is very precious, he wants to see everything that we could trade for. Before he's like, oh yes, let's trade now.
You want to see more? I have a couple of other things, but they are not as exciting. Well, be that as it may, allow me to show you the more normal things that I have brought along. I have here a tool used by children to count. It's an abacus. I have here a beautiful backpack found in the east. It is quite nice, if I say so myself. He rings a little bell. I have a bell. It goes ding ding, like a
Alright,
bell.
so that's about all of, like, the really good stuff. Okay, I
Well,
was just one to
There
check.
are some interesting tools, if you are interested. Perhaps the tools of a map maker.
Cartographer set?
Mhm.
Could be very useful.
Or perhaps you are the more sneaky type and you like to break into places you shouldn't be. I have some of that. You want some lockpicks? I can give you some lockpicks. And then he starts to pull out like chalk and parchment and all sorts of other shit.
Does he have any components for anything? Like
No.
materials?
There is
Ah,
nothing
okay.
that is of any sort of like living matter or anything. Everything here is like just standardized. Oh, he might have a couple of components. Sorry, I've just had to think. There are some components
Speaking of,
that are not
What is the
alive.
components for fine steed? You never told me. what it
Crystal
was.
bead.
Okay.
Um,
Does he have any crystal bead with him?
no, nor does he have a glass cone, which is what you need for purify food and drink.
Shit.
He has some phosphorus, some moon seeds, and some stone dust, and some sulfur. If you need any of those,
I don't need
not.
any of those for my spell. I
I
have.
can't imagine you would.
It's really just purify food and water and fine steed that I need components
Yeah,
for.
no,
so...
you need a glass cone and a crystal bead. Not gonna happen here. He looks at you and,
Right.
but perhaps a deck of full of illusions. It's exciting, no?
All right, guys, huddle up real quick.
But you have seen what I have to offer, but I have not seen this water.
Ooh,
how much do you
I could be a
require?
dick.
Well,
I
I
can give him
suppose-
holy water.
What exactly? How much water are we talking? It depends what you are looking for. For a set of carpenter's tools, perhaps a water skin, for example. So not carpenter, cartographer's tools. Or for some chalk, perhaps. Merely a cup. But if you're interested in my deck of illusions, I will need a whole river.
Ooh.
Just
Just
a
a
river
question.
right there.
Question: when we purify food and water, is it like how much can we get out of it? If I say casted it on the river, for instance,
Oh, that wouldn't
Would I
even
be
have
able-
an effect.
I wouldn't even be able to.
It's within a 5-foot sphere, centered on your point of your choice, but if you cast it in the river flows quickly enough that it will just disappear.
Okay. Well, we do not have a river's worth of water. There's a river out there. We do have.
Yes,
ways of
but it does not.
cleaning
It does not offer itself transport. Unfortunately, I can talk to the river all day, but it does not offer to move itself to Morena. No, you
Is
are
that?
seeing my problem. It is going to be the most wonderful, the most fabulous of cities when my
It's
master
in
is finished.
building or it's.
Right now,
it's
it is
finished?
approximately 7 buildings, but it will be bigger. The first building, however, is a mansion, a wonderful mansion of the ancient Ikutras. Ikutras is not to be found, but my master has found his lodgings most convenient.
Is this the city that we were told to go to?
Perhaps, but
No, I'm asking James. Is this the same city that we were told?
Sounds like it.
no, you were
From
told to
your
go to a
mother.
city. This is 7 buildings that will one day be a city.
Oh,
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. Well,
You speak of a city. Perhaps you speak of what was once Paramvaya. Alas, it is a little way further to the north over the mountains, but, well, there is not much city left.
but we were told that some people were still there. So
Ah, indeed, you speak of they call themselves the Last Hope. They are in some caves a little way up from the city. Perhaps if you visit Morena, one of my friends might show you to Sebastian. It is not far. Perhaps only a mile or 3. You are confused, but right now I do not seem to be
Confused.
making a profit.
well, can I roll insight to see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah.
Or if we're being tricked in any way.
It doesn't appear to be bright enough to be lying to you,
that's fair.
but I
That's
will take the
12.
insight check for something else. 12. With that, you don't get a huge amount. Maybe you get that... Yeah, you probably realize that he's been told, go out and trade for water. He's not been given much directive beyond that.
Okay.
So
Alright.
he's not really sure what he's meant to be achieving right now.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then do you have any containers we could fill water with?
He gestures towards the bag in his hands. Probably not the best idea, no?
Probably.
Yeah, if we had.
He pulls out
easier-
one bucket and a cup. Perhaps the bucket and the cup, but, I will be balance. Maybe you could transport the water to Marena.
That's what I was. That's what I was thinking.
Can you
If
bring the
we-
river?
We can't bring the entire river with us.
Ah, a problem. I must speak with my master about this. He does many clever things. Perhaps he can move a river. I do not know.
You said this guy isn't very bright, so I was gonna say if he has.
You would assume that if he's suggesting his master can probably move a river, he's basing it on facts, like on what he's seen so far. But he did also ask if you can move a river.
That's true.
So
I'm gonna turn to the group and say, what do we want to do?
Well, I certainly don't think we can divert a river. That's quite the
We
task,
can't
and
anyway.
digging gigantic canals is not
What I want to
in
spend
our
my time doing.
abilities. And especially if it's going uphill, that's physically impossible. So,
yes, you'd have to make it go through the mountain. That would be complicated.
very.
Other people in
See you in
this
next campaign. As you
seven-
spend the rest 17 years digging a tunnel.
Are there people in this 7-building area?
People, of a sort. That depends. Do you regard me as people?
I regard you as people. You seem
Then
to-
yes, there are lots of us. Lots and lots.
Well,
Perhaps
I'd say
600,
you're
700?
sentient, you're talking.
That means you're a person.
Does that not make you a person?
Well, indeed. This is not the way that some other survivors have said it. The last Ope, as they call themselves, they are not very friendly.
They're probably just
yeah,
scared.
well, I don't feel like we can be choosy in this world anymore.
No, we cannot. I'm gonna cough and be like, and look at Glax. Vegetarian.
Says the one who didn't want to eat the lamb.
We wouldn't get much food out of it either way. Might as well just take
You
it.
can't be picky in this world, Verdon.
He looks at you and...
Now,
I think
ladies.
perhaps we are all thinking the same thing, don't you?
Yes, I'm gonna turn to the group before I say this. I'm gonna say, do we wish to go with him, as he said that there may be someone who can help us to the last hope, as he said that they were called? I do not wish to speak for all of us.
Oh. I was thinking it was time for lunch.
That too.
At this moment, he sort of takes he takes out this velvet pouch. He sprinkles a few bits onto the rock onto a rock on the floor. And then he proceeds to force the rock into his mouth and swallows it down with the dust of deliciousness on it. He looks at you. Lunch. I love lunch. It's my favorite meal of the day.
Glax is
Oh, sorry,
like
one second.
a cruise of us like going to a place that could have more people.
And you had been asked to go to the Last Hope by a vicious demon bitch.
It's
That's neither here nor there, Glax.
yeah.
It's certainly where Gavin wanted to go.
Where Gav wanted to go.
He's hiding upstairs right now.
Then if I hear no one saying we shouldn't, then I'm going to say, then I think we can travel with you, bringing
You
what
would travel
water
with
we
me to
can.
find water.
No, I'm assuming you would return with us as you show us the way to the. I don't even know, a village, I guess, is the best thing to call it, because it's not a city.
It is one of the finest cities in the world, Morena, a place of wonders. But
You said there were 7 buildings.
you want me to travel back without water? Defying my
We would
master is
bring
not a
water.
good idea. Ah,
We would bring water with us. I'm saying you offer us the directions and show us how to get there, and we will bring water, and we can talk about terms.
we
of
shall all
trade
work
and
together and carry the water back to the master. Yes.
I don't know about carry, and I'll sort of gesture to our wagon and be like,
You have a excellent carrying tool right there.
exactly.
I like it. I like it a lot. And with that, he will sort of run to the river, and he'll begin filling his hands with water and throwing it up in the air. We better get to work, don't you think? And don't worry if we find danger on the road. I am a mighty warrior.
Verdun at first has the thought of, I doubt that, but then he also thinks to himself, well, in this world, you never know. Because he grew up in a place where mighty warriors were covered in, like, full plate, like, giant shields, they're, 20th level paladins and stuff like that. And so he's starting to lose a little bit of the racism that he used to have, or having to, in his old life, because as Fennis said, you can't be too picky.
Well, over here we go. Get your carrying equipment. We must take the water.
I'll start filling up what we have and stuff like that.
He'll
and
start filling things that don't make any sense, like hands and buckets and with gaps in them, and bags and all sorts of other things that aren't very useful to be filled with water.
I'm also going to keep my water skin as far away as possible from him.
It's on
just
your hip.
because
He won't notice.
Well, no, not like to say like, oh, like this to be used, but because it's filled with holy water, and I don't want it seem.
It may or may not affect him. You're not sure. But regardless, after a morning of conversation and water gathering in, Glax, you feel a warm glow in the book.
I will open the book.
I have returned, but I cannot find you. Where are you? That's what the text says. The text says, I have returned, but cannot find you. Where are you?
I will take out my ink and pen, and I'll reply, where are you?
Home.
The home is gone.
I want to get it wrong. The message that comes back says, it is not gone, for I am here. I am home.
Oh, she probably means the Feywilds.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was looking for. I will
You're
confirm
welcome.
that jump.
I'll write back. I don't know how to get to you. Oh no, I don't know how to find you.
Keep seeking, and I will do the same. That's all she says.
What?
And that's all she says. She just says, keep seeking, and I will do the same.
Okay. I'll just write back. I'll just write back. I miss you, old friend.
And I you. Keep seeking.
I'll close the book. Glags will probably get very emotional and all upset and probably start tearing up.
As you close the book, there is a brief image that comes to mind as you are walking in this sort of paradisium, right? It's this beautiful place that represents in some ways the Feywilds, but nicer. It's more beautiful. But you think back to the place where it was, and perhaps also to the words of the halfling revenant who said even this paradise that turned up, ended the lives of my people and sort of it came out of nowhere. And yeah, on going from your own jump of insight, Glax sort of would realize that although Vishana might have found her way back to what she perceives as home, that could be anywhere on this realms of existence. And I think on that note, we are actually going to end early today. As we've lost Moon, and I don't want to cross the next bridge before Moon is back.
Literally?
That's fair.
Okay.
So, we will come to Umvups. We'll start with our latecomer, Jamel.
There's a lot that happened in this session that I thought was really good, but I'm going to have to go for combat one just because of the ridiculousness and the absurdity of it. The nat 20s to hit me and fucking taking out the entirety of my HP in a single round of attacks.
Yep.
And the nat 1s to hit as well from me. It's just...
In all fairness, if you had got hit by Glax's first turn, you might have actually been dead. So
how much was that that was taken?
I think
there?
I did 34. I think Glax did 50 in his first turn, or 40 in his first turn.
I wouldn't have been dead from that, but it would
Still
have hurt
crazy,
a
but
lot.
yes, I agree
I
with
would
you.
have been very down.
It was some mad double crit damage going on there. That was,
Oh, yeah.
brutal. Duff.
That was brutal.
Having 2 attacks, really nice, love it. But my actual MVP is being the charisma-based character and having to talk to everyone, and also like being kind of forced to, just because like with the dragon I had to, finding out that like
Speaks Draconic, yes.
I speak Draconic, so I was really the only one who.
Well,
could
it was
talk
also
to them
targeting you
first.
because of the ring. Yeah. That's,
Yeah, which is also weird. Forgot to follow up on that, but and then it's also having Verdun have to question his faith a little bit, just because it's gonna be really interesting once we start seeing more and more people sort of starting to turn on Tyr. I think Verdun might as well.
Oh, good. That's what we like to hear.
See.
Turn on your own god. Turn on yourself, why don't you? Oscar.
I liked the natural 20 followed by max damage out of Josh, which
savage.
really amplified the fact that everybody had advantage following that turn and not a single person got a nat 20 following
Yeah.
that.
Mad, isn't it? It was a crazy first turn. Crazy. Speaking of, Josh.
I think I'm gonna give it to
Moon's connection.
well, sure, there is that. Poor Moon. But I'm gonna give it to the revelation that Kieran unknowingly buried the halflings.
That's Darth's fault. Darth's fault. Darth's fault.
It wasn't actually. It was Catalina's bad roll.
Well, whatever.
But yes,
Everyone
Kiara
buried
buried a living half.
burying everyone alive. Yes.
I've got a couple of MVPs. I was very glad to get you guys to finally meet some NPCs that aren't going to try and kill you. Even if one was a rather annoying and angry dragon. But at least the dragon didn't seem particularly aggressive apart from it might have eaten one of your wolves, but that's okay.
Give me your food.
But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting seeing you guys try and dice what is good and what is evil. Who can be spoken to and who should be attacked. But yeah, I had a good session and I hope you guys did too. But I think we will end there. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Bye.
Until next